All right. I mean, we can totally start and go through all of them. That's fine.
All right, we can do that then.
All right. So, question number 3. The symbol for the true population, is that the P with the little caret sign?
Yeah, the p hat.
It's just regular P.
Okay.
So
I
I
knew.
have written down that the regular P is the population, however they phrase that, and then the P with the hat was the. Oh, dang it! I have it written down at home.
Is it like the sample population or?
Something like that, yeah. But that they're
Yeah, I think p hat might be the mean of the sample. I don't know. Let me see.
something like that, yeah. I know that girl, sorry. They asked us that last time, so I'm thinking it's going to be kind of an important one to just keep in our notes.
Okay.
Wanna play paper? Okay, bye.
It also says here, it says the point estimate for p is p hat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But for number 3, yeah, it's just regular P.
Right. Okay.
All right. So what do we do for number 4 and 5? What are you doing with those numbers? Is there a
Oh,
formula?
yes. So 4 and 5, they don't technically give it to you as a formula. They just say NP has to be greater than or equal to 10.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I just took P and wait, I think that's for those questions. Yes. What do they say at the beginning of those questions?
And
The
so
first one. Oh, go ahead.
n is 100 and p is 0.25.
Right. So you just multiply those together, and it has to be greater than. Sorry, you. Is that right? Yeah, and I think it's n times. I know it's in the textbook. It was either n times 1 minus p, or it's just n times p. But it's where they say it has to be greater than or equal to 10.
Okay.
So then I just took those two numbers and yeah.
So that is, I don't know.
So then once I saw that it was greater than 10, then I said true. And then for number 5, same thing. Also
Yeah.
true. Sit down, please.
Yeah, it says the confidence intervals are valid whenever n times p hat is greater than or equal to 10, and
Yeah.
n times 1 minus p hat is greater than or equal to 10.
Yes. Yeah. So as long as you have either p hat, p or n, then you can solve that. Sorry. Hey, please sit down. Just by solving for n. Or in this case, they gave us both p and n, so we could just make sure that when they multiplied together, it was greater than 10.
Okay.
Cool.
So number 6, they wanted the
Asking if it met the
what
standards
p
for a
hat
hypothesis
is.
test. Is that true?
Yes,
All right.
because in both cases, it just has to be greater or equal to 10.
The number 6 is asking for the point estimated.
Yes.
Okay.
So p, the point estimate, p hat is equal to x divided by n. So
Okay. So
they
45
gave us both
divided by
those
60?
numbers. Yep, which was 0.75. But I don't know why they asked for 3 decimal points, so I just did 0.750. They said it was correct, so I don't know if it
Right.
matters.
All right.
And 7, I did not get right.
Okay, let me see if I've got something in my notes about. Did you use the margin of error formula?
I did, yeah.
Oh.
So the answer I came up with was 0.250 once I did the margin of error formula, but maybe I did it wrong. Maybe I, had like a sign error or something. I don't know. But that was not right.
Let's see.
What would be the null hypothesis in this case?
Well, I don't know that we can formulate a null hypothesis from this.
Okay.
What? I don't remember all the information they give us.
So the information says create a 95% confidence interval for the true proportion of the first degree murder trials in the state. There's a verdict is guilty. Input your answer for the margin of error, lower bound and upper bound.
Yes, so you can use Excel for this one. I don't think it gives you the margin of error unless I'm just missing where it's at on Excel. But
it gives you the confidence interval, which you can use to find it.
Really bad.
That's true. You do the upper minus the lower divided by 2, correct?
Uh-huh. Yeah, as
Yeah.
long as... Let me see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the null hypothesis doesn't affect that, so... Should be
What
this.
Excel file did you use, girly?
The one in the textbook, it's the last one.
Yeah, categorical data analysis _hat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll have to be right back, guys.
Okay.
I'm trying to just load that Excel document so that I can get some answers going.
Yeah, and then it'll be the first tab, the one proportion sheet.
Okay. Okay, one proportion. All right, and what are you putting in here?
Yeah, so
Just
for X, I put in 45. I don't know, and then N 60. That's the only two numbers. But I didn't like think about it too critically. I just kind of jammed them in real quick.
Okay. Let me see if anything stands out. So we're using the same numbers from the top? I didn't realize. Oh, yeah. Okay. 5 questions. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so I think X is 45 and N would be 60. Confidence level is 95, and then it'll give you the confidence interval at the bottom. But it doesn't give you the Z or P value. For me, it gives an error.
So for me, I don't know why, but I don't know where the null hypothesis of 70 came from. But so I have X is 45, N is 60, confidence level 95, but then it did give me, so for my intervals, I have, let's see. Which ones are we supposed to use, the Z-test or the descriptive stats? Or which confidence intervals are we using?
Yeah, I was looking at the one proportion Z-test at the bottom.
Okay, so I have 0.640 and 0.860.
Yeah, that's what I got as well. And I tried putting in different numbers for the null hypothesis, and that doesn't change the confidence interval, so I guess we're okay.
Okay. So are you just going to take that, the large one minus the smaller one and divide by 2?
Yeah. So the difference between them looks like 0.22, so then half of that, 0.11.
Okay. We can try that. 0.11.
All right, sorry guys, and I just realized I didn't mute it, so my baby was probably crying.
Oh,
You're fine.
So for 7, we were thinking 0.11.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you got?
No, it's not, so that's a good thing.
Oh. Well, I guess we'll find out together.
So the next question.
You got that, or?
Yeah, how did you guys get that?
So I opened up the categorical data analysis sheet, and then the leftmost tab on that is the one proportion test.
Yes.
And for X, we put in 45, and for N, we put in 60. And then the null hypothesis, I don't know how to find that, but it doesn't seem to affect the confidence interval. So
right, yeah.
For this question, it didn't make a difference.
Okay.
So the confidence interval that we got was 0.64 on the low end and then 0.86 on the high end.
Yep. But
The
once
difference
again, I
between
added a
those,
0 just because they asked for 3 decimals, but I don't know if it matters.
yeah, so 0.110.
Okay, was for number 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I guess we can check with you if you got the same lower and upper bound, because just
Yes,
to make sure
yep.
we're looking in the right place.
Yeah, you guys did it right.
Okay.
Cool. And then that means the upper and lower bound on 8 and 9 are the same as 0.640 and the other one.
860.
0.86, yeah.
Yeah.
Then in number 10, is that decrease?
Correct.
Cool.
So number 11, I just did a little formula for that one too. And it was the same thing. I just solved for n. I just did n times 0.1, or sorry, for number 11, n times 0.50, because that's 50%, and then equals 10, and then you just solve for n. So 10 divided by 0.5.
Oh, I see. So you treated the greater or less than sign as,
Wait, sorry.
like you just treated it like an equal sign and then just solve everything to one
Solve for
side?
n. Yeah.
Oh.
Because they're saying what is the smallest number that it can be, and we know that it has to be 10. It cannot be any smaller than 10. So that's why I did equals 10, because that's the absolute smallest that it can be and still work.
Okay.
And same thing for number 12, just different numbers. So n times 0.1 divided by, or sorry, equals 10. And then divide both sides by 0.1 and get 100. Does that make sense?
So yeah, what did you get for, so 11, what did you divide?
For 11, I did n times 0.50 equals 10. So then I divided both sides by 0.5, and you get 20. So 11 was 20, and 12 was 100.
Oh, well, okay. Let's see, for the water quality study.
So then once again, you use the same formula. You just have to do n times p is greater than or equal to 10.
That's crazy. That's so weird to me because they give you like a null and alternative for no reason.
So it ends up being n is 80 times, well, I think the null and I think those come into play later, but I can't remember. So it ends up n is 80, so 80 times 0.475, which I got from Excel once I put the numbers in Excel. And then that told me, and that was greater than 10, which you don't even have to do the formula for this one. I remembered after, because when you look at Excel and you put the numbers in, then you can see at the top part it says whether it's greater than or equal to 10.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it'll just tell you what those numbers are, and you can see if they're more than 10.
And then let's see, p hat is given to you when you put in those numbers. Okay, let me go ahead and do that then.
Yeah.
Where are the numbers?
So I know n was 80. I don't remember the rest.
X is, let's see, what is X? X is 38. And you do need a confidence level, right? And did they give us one?
No, you don't need the confidence. Oh, sorry. I think they did. Was it 0.05?
Yeah, that's the alpha level. So then the confidence would be the opposite, right? So 95.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know that rule. That's cool.
Oh.
All right, so p hat, did you get 0.475?
Yes.
find the test statistic.
So this one took me a few minutes just because they don't have it beautifully set out with a T. But it's essentially the z-score, I guess.
Okay.
So
The negative 4.392.
no, mine was negative 2.282. Do you have your it set to, was it less than, I think, the alternative hypothesis or the null or whatever I'm trying to say?
Oh, the null. Let me check.
I think you're supposed to set it to less. I mean, not for the null, but in the Excel sheet, it's
Yeah.
supposed to be less than.
Oh,
know.
I see.
Does that change this number?
I don't know, but that's interesting. No, it didn't. But
Okay. What do you have for the number in the null hypothesis?
0.70.
So I'm trying to remember. That was just automatically in there, right?
Yeah. And then, okay, so X should be 38, N should be 80, confidence
Oh,
levels.
no. It tells us what the null hypothesis should be. Doesn't it say 0.6 or something like that?
Let me see.
Yeah.
Null
Oh, it
hypothesis.
does. Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
so put in
Yeah.
0.6.
Okay.
Does that change your z-score to negative 2.282?
Am I looking in the wrong
No?
spot? It's under the letter Z, right? Like
Yeah. And you're in. Do you see it, Garrett? Are you getting the numbers as she is, or the same numbers as me?
I had to open up another thingy.
Oh.
Negative 2.282.
Yeah,
I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on. That's crazy.
that's weird. Okay. He can.
Negative 2.282, correct?
So go over the numbers that you have.
Yeah. So I have put in here X38 and 80. Confidence level is set 0.60. Null is 0.70. And then I've got type of test less than.
What was your confidence level again?
Yeah, your confidence level's off.
What is it supposed to be?
0.05
Or 95?
Oh,
I don't remember. What do you have in there?
Yeah. So the alpha level is 0.05, which is the opposite of the confidence level, so 0.95.
So
I
you
did
wrote
not.
in. What did you write in?
I put
So
0.95.
0.95?
Yeah.
Okay. So if
Oh,
you
you
put
have.
that in, Alba, does it give you the different z-score?
All right, guys, I'm going to go over my list again. So I have X equals 38, N equals 80, confidence level is 0.95, null is 0.70, and then type of test is less than.
Null is supposed to be 0.6.
Oh, okay.
Because they give us that. They say the null hypothesis equals 0.6.
There it is. There we go. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. There's my 5-year-old or 6-year-old. Keiko, sit down.
Hi.
She just had a birthday this week.
Cool.
Oh,
Oh, I
well,
forgot.
happy belated birthday.
You hear them? Said happy birthday. She says thank you. Okay, did you get negative 2.282 for z-score?
Yes.
Yay! Success.
Yes, it feels good.
Good.
And then 0.011 for the p-value.
Yes.
Sweet.
So because the p-value is 0.01, which makes it less than 0.05, for number 17, we
Reject.
correct the null hypothesis.
Which of the followings are right? So if we reject, we have. I do not remember. Let me see.
I know, it always takes me a minute to be like, hold on. If we reject it, then that
We have
means
insufficient.
you have sufficient evidence. That's why you reject. Yeah.
And then.
I know, I did the same thing. We have sufficient evidence to say that the alternative hypothesis must be true. So the water has decreased. So I think that was answer D.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. All right. Awesome. When you guys submit, would you let me know if 7 was right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
spinning.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, 7 is right. 0.110.
0.110. Okay. Awesome. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you for meeting, everybody.
Thanks.
We'll see
Bye.
you on Monday, I guess, at 5.
Oh yeah, guys. By Monday, make sure so you guys we're all gonna have the homework assignment, and then we have more instructions on the project we have to do.
Uh-huh.
If we could each pick a section that we want to take care of, like it tells you what the whole project's supposed to have.
Bye.
So if everybody just picks one, we'll
Okay.
just do that.
Okay. Did you have any thoughts on what you wanted to do?
No, I don't know. I was thinking anything we could do like at a grocery store would be fine.
Oh, sorry. I meant yeah, that makes sense. I just meant as far as like which category, like design the study. Yeah, I think we all have to do the data part, and then there's the do you know what I'm saying? Where we're supposed to fill in our names.
Yeah. So I haven't looked at that. Do we want to look at that really quickly? Let's see.
Okay, sure.
We could.
Let's do it.
It was I think there was 6 options, but so there was design the study. What's the whole Daniel thing? Design the study.
Yeah, you're right. I don't have no idea, but I will
Collect
find
the
out.
data. Something else. Insufficient. Wait, who? Oh, make inferences, and then act,
Data.
and then PowerPoint.
It's called data.
Okay. And honestly, okay, let's see. Can you go over those again, girlie? Where did you find
Yeah.
that? I thought I had seen
It was in the assignment. I think it's actually for this week. I think it was at the end of 17 or something. I just anything that talked about the group project, I just opened all those files. It was a Word document, and it just has like all those 6 things, and then it has a blank where on the other side where it wants you to put in the team member who's going to do that, and then I think we're supposed to submit it. I don't know if that's this week. I think it's this week on Saturday that we're supposed to submit that. So, but I can tell you. So the first one is design the study.
Okay.
And that just essentially, I mean, you know, like pick what we're going to do, where we're going to do it, how it's going to work. There's like steps to how you design the study, and, you know, you just answer like those steps. And then collect the data. We all have to do that. And then make inferences or something like that, which is where you make a graph, or you take all the information. No, sorry. Describe the data. That's the next one. And that's where you take all the information that we collected and you make it into a graph if we need one, or, you know, you put it into an Excel sheet or whatever. And then the next one was make inferences, which is, if I'm saying that right, where you write it in hypothesis form. So you say like, the null hypothesis of our study is this, and the alternative hypothesis of our study is this, if I'm understanding it correctly. And the act, the last one is, second to last one is to act. And that is, I believe, where you put that based on our study, we either reject or fail to reject our null hypothesis. And that's where whoever does that one says, you know, because of this, our information, we've decided to, there is sufficient evidence to reject the null hypothesis, blah, blah, blah. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then the last one is to do the PowerPoint.
Okay, let me see then. I'm just trying to decide if we can separate this already or not, but
Yeah. Would you guys mind if we just text about it?
yeah.
Yeah, and we can make a Google Doc and kind of divide stuff out that way too.
Okay. All right. We'll chat soon then. Thanks,
Okay.
you guys. Okay, bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.